Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, mammals and insects and other things. Tonight I'm going to show you how to make one of the monsters from my upcoming movie, Root of All Evil. Root of Darkness. So I'm gonna start with this mannequin I have here. That is almost my size. But I had some arm that's gonna go on here, a pipe, but I kind of not have one at the moment. So I have to fix this MacGyver style in a little bit of angle. It's gonna go on here. It's gonna be like 10 centimeters around. So if you have a pipe that is like, or a cardboard tube, that will be work fine. Also, for this you need shrink wrap, bubble wrap, black garbage bins, and a heat gun, and also like glue gun and so on. But you will see sooner or later.
Yeah, so we're gonna start by taping this tube, which wasn't a tube because it was a styrofoam instead, because I kind of didn't find it. And then we're gonna take some plastic wrap over it to make it easier to release from the mannequin we have there. And it's just a very short layer there. And just be sure that it is everywhere. It will be easier to remove everywhere. And then we're gonna take some normal plastic bag and just tape them up also. And then we're going to melt them together later on. And this will be the first layer. And then we're gonna take this bubble wrap, which you will just shape to the form we want to. And if you do like mussels, do like longer lines, because that's what actually they are shaped as. So makes a little bit of cucumbers with these things, or whatever you should say. And you see they are taped on, a lot of them. And now we're gonna take these old plastic parts and just melt and shape to the face, because I want this little bit of like random shapes due to there is going to be a tree man. So if you have a bit of different packaging at home, which I have here, you're just gonna melt it together. It actually melts to each, sticks to itself, so it's just melting. And have some gloves also, so you don't burn your fingers, because this can get pretty hot when you do it. And this mask has absolutely nothing to do with anything. I'm just had some idea there, but then we're going to take some more plastic things here and glue them to it. This actually ended up in a little bit twist at the end, which I will spoil now due to it will all turn out.
I've put a lot of these things to build up a really big chunk here, and all of them are kind of loose, so I can move in this thing without any problem. And also it's kind of not really attached on the neck here, because I want it to be like in one very movable part, so it will look good on camera. And now, plastic bags. You want to have this saggy, because when I'm gonna melt it, I want this in regular like shapes of it. Which will be fun. You will see.
And now you see the sagginess of the bag here, which we will try to heat up in a way that you will just try to make it hang, so it will like dry together, cool down together, and then it will shape up. We will get these really interesting wooden-like growing lines, which I'm actually quite fond of. And then we're gonna take and glue all these little green things coming out of it, which will look absolutely lovely. I have an earlier video when I showed to make it. And then we're gonna cut it up to release it.
monster suit here now. Fantastic, isn't it? And you see you have some extra things going on.
And you see I need to do a little extra skirt here. We just gotta have a sheet of plastic bin bag here and just melt it together, you know, so it will get a little bit saggy and same shape of it. And then I'm also gonna paint it, because I forgot to show you that I'm just dry brushing everything with a brown paint. I will show you this a little bit later in this process here when I'm doing the glove for the hand, or the glove that will be hand for the costume. So I'm just gonna shape this and you know, have a little glue on my fingers, take these long strips and then tape it together on my hands like that. There is absolutely no more complicated. Also, I cut it up again and tape it once again so it will be more comfortable. It works in a way. And you see, have a little bend and put a little extra part in there so to maintain the bend there. And this takes a little bit of a while. That's why I'm checking my emails while I do this. And just do as many things as you want to. This is not a very complex thing to do a very big cool hand, because you can make it bend in other things, but it is not really necessary for this project here. I will probably in the future do a extended hand that will actually move a little bit better with wires and so on. But that's for the future, and no one knows what the future will be holding. So we basically repeat the next product for the other finger, except it's a little bit fatter because I choose to. And also, be careful to not burn yourself.
If your creation, it starts to grow on you, take a meat hook to it. It seems like a dead object after all.
So I have a low temperature glue gun, because the big one is really hot, but these gloves are kind of very good at reserving heat because they're a little bit special, because they're my old working glove. There we have that. And now I'm just gonna cut up the bin bags, and you see I used like the bottom corner there and push it inside and glue it so it will hold itself on, because it's gonna stretch when I am heating it up. And also you want to keep the sagginess to get the wooden lines, because they are cool. And also like glue it in the end of it so it will have 2 points basically in the top of the finger, and it can stretch from these points. As you see, when I'm heating it up with a glue gun here, it will instantly shape to a much more less plastic baggy looking thing. And after that, see here I'm doing just the brown dry brushing here of it. Some people argue that you're gonna use white paint instead to make it look more like it's gonna pop up or so, but it do actually look a bit more artificial when you have like white paint. So brown paint will actually do this a bit more justice, and also with the lightning is gonna come on with the recording. And you see, there we go, a fantastic thing there. And as a twisted event in the end, I find this to be much better than actually have it on the head, so I think I will go with this in the future project. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe, and goodbye.